It's Monday morning. It's August 29th, and I am here. I'm wondering how you're doing. Well, I had a wonderful weekend. I hope you did as well. It's been a little bit of turmoil for me today, and I'll share with you why in a moment. So, today on Living in the Light, we're going to cover subjects like find your people, repair and heal, ESP, extrasensory perception, and also I'll be doing a visualization. Now, anyone who's joining me, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm here, I'm a constant. I'm here for you, and I'm wishing good things for you. And we're all creating a circle of light. So where is this chaos coming from? Well, I have to share with you, I've been speaking about the matrix and how this new earth Gaia has come into play and the old reality is leaving. And so, you know what I really didn't even take into consideration, and I'm sharing with you this, is that as we all awaken, and as you look, and you will see it coming out, you will see it coming out to the public. Some like little bits of disclosure here and there. Some of it is really disturbing. And I think because I'm empathic, and anyone who's empathic, just beware. Hi, Daryl. Clicked into by mistake, have to go, and busy, hate, feeling rude. Hey, Daryl, I'm so glad you're joining me. Please like the video. And you know what? You can come back and you can watch it. You can watch it. It's going to be, up posted. So I hope you stay. Thank you. So, you're not being rude, any chance, just here I am sending you light and love and hoping good things for you. So have a wonderful day. So, I didn't take this into account, and, I have been aware, and this is one of the reasons why I became awakened. And maybe you too became awakened is because you saw that 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4 anymore. And it equals F. And what I mean by that is that things are not what we thought. Like we just came in and we thought, at least I did. I believed. And that was the only thing I saw. So why wouldn't I believe? And I couldn't imagine that everything was a lie. And there was just tons of, I guess, a fake world that we lived in and the reality that we lived in. And so I didn't realize, I like I said, I've been aware and I've been privy to a lot of the backhandedness, but some of this is so disturbing that is coming out that it shakes me to the core, and then it throws me because, I've had trauma and I've cleared a lot of my trauma, but it's brought me back a lot of times. And so I said, is this coming forward that I'm going to have to see, like everyone else, the truth? And I don't believe that all of us are going to handle it so well. And I'm not saying I'm handling it really well. I'm dealing with it. And what exactly am I referring to? Well, it's like this. Imagine the most evil in the world. Just as much as there's the most pure and loving God or goodness and purity, there's the opposite in evil. And for a long time, I didn't believe in evil. I didn't believe there was such a thing as Satan, the devil, blah, blah, blah. However, as I got into this work of being an intuitive years ago, I encountered evil. And it was this energy. It's this energy that takes on a form, and sometimes it attaches itself to people, and sometimes it just comes full on. The source of it is just pure evil. So as we awaken, I'm just sharing with you that it's okay. It's normal if you feel like this is really disturbing and uncomfortable. Like usually, I have these visions. And so I hesitated today because I'm just kind of like trying to balance myself and bring more harmony into my system. And what did I see? It's pretty exciting what I saw. I saw just light, sunlight. I saw my light on the horizon. I saw sunlight, and this is very, very fascinating. I saw wings of angels wrap themselves around me for protection. So I know that I'm being protected. And then I kept thinking of light around me. So whatever it is that will help you to feel better during these times, this chaotic time, this difficult time of awakening of those, and the reason why people are becoming more awakened is not only they're having some kind of spiritual awakening, like maybe you or I have, like a Kundalini awakening, because we're really pursuing light. We're really pursuing divine energies. We're pursuing spending time in nature and doing visualizations and bringing light into ourselves. It's because as um, all of the layers are revealed that have been like layers and layers and layers of just evil stuff and hidden below the surface, we're going to have to, those out there who haven't been spiritually awakened are going to be seeing that. And so it's going to be very startling. And I think it's going to take time for us all to heal, all of us to heal. So I just wanted to make a note of that. And that's personal for me. That's personal because, I sense that it's important that I share my truth here as well. So you don't think I'm just like, oh, yeah, love, 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 because stuff is difficult and stuff can be horrible to look at. And so I realized that maybe I'm not going to look at Twitter so much and some of this social media because, like I said, it's disturbing to know, and you probably have to take it in doses rather than all at once. So I'm just going to stay in the light like the angels recommend, and they're wrapping their wings around me. So today, did you tune into your heart? Did you tune in? And how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Did you have a wonderful weekend? Did you spend some time doing some activities? Maybe you spent time with loved ones. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Did you write down your dreams? Did you have any dreams? I had some really wonderful dreams. My dreams spoke of my future. And you know what happens? As you become more and more clear, your dreams share with you a premonition, something that's coming for you. Like my dreams were very interesting, and I'd love for you to share in the chat your dreams, any dreams that you had. My dreams were actually about what I've said. I'm putting in this space. I've said, oh, okay, let's plop in this moment. Prosperity, I said. I said fun. Prosperity. I had prosperity in my dream. I had this beautiful blue necklace that I've never seen, but I looked for it online and I thought, oh, that would be wonderful to have. What was your dream last night? Hey, Robert, thank you for, you do not dream. Yes, you do. Everyone dreams, Robert. So, Robert, what you might want to do is before you go to sleep at night, say, I'd love to remember my dreams. Please, I would like to remember my dreams. And then you can say something like, it's okay if I remember my dreams. It's okay if I don't remember my dreams. So you don't put any pressure on yourself. I hope you like and subscribe to the video, Robert. Yeah, I mean, I know I've heard that because I do speak of dreams so readily. But what I found is if you ask yourself to remember your dreams in the morning, usually within 2 weeks, it happens. So, Robert, try that. I recommend trying that. So, finding your people, I think that we have to really emphasize that. And how do you find your people? Will you find your people for asking for them to find you? And who are your people? Your people are those who have similar interests and opinions, and you just feel like the moment you meet them that you've known them forever and that you can share anything. It's like a common respect, and it's easy to communicate. It's flow. It's very flow. And I know right now as we move into this new Earth Gaia and things are shook up in our lives, and maybe those that you spent a lot of time with in your life don't really understand your thinking. They're not on the same page. That's okay. Maybe they'll surface back and come back to you. But at this time, it's important that you find someone that you feel comfortable sharing your perspective, sharing your views. So they have similar ideas, similar opinions, and it might be a gradual process. For me, it started 5 years ago, and they came in. I had one friend that I've known for 20 years, and she's come in and she's spent time around me, and then she's disappeared. And then now she's a constant, and that might happen to you as we grow and transition as individuals, as beings of light. We're going to change, and then we're going to fully be ourselves, and that's what we're ascending to, our truest version of ourselves, the best version, because we are multi-dimensional beings of light. We don't even know how powerful we are, because we were crushed, we were compressed, and we were thrown into these systems in this linear 3D. But now that we're becoming awakened and are cracking open our light in our heart and activating our DNA, our light codes, because we are not only, they're not 2% junk, good DNA, and then 98% junk DNA. We are all our DNA is useful. All of our cells are useful. And they're going to share with you all of your talents and your abilities. So you just have to have an open heart and open mind, and just accept it when it comes. Don't fight up against it. Just accept it. And you will find your people. So you have an immediate connection with this type of person, this being of light. They're like-minded. You have a calm feeling that comes over you when you meet your people. Now, maybe you find your people on social media. Maybe you find your people here. Maybe it's in your community, or a new route that you're taking. You're changing your energetic pattern. You're altering what you normally do. A different way. You go a different way. And that's how you will spark newness into your life, and new opportunities and circumstances and new beings of light. So try a new path. Maybe you ask people, you ask for them to come into your life, because we need support. We need to feel validated. And like I say, we need love and a connection. Our needs, we covered this the other day. Water, food, shelter, clothing, sleep. And we need a connection. We need love. People really will do a lot for love. You'd be surprised. And so we have to know that we can't go through our lives alone. We need love. So your people will surface in the physical reality as you place that thought. If you want to place that thought right here in this moment to find your people, they will come. More of them will surface, because more and more will become awakened. You'll see, it takes time. It will happen. You might feel like you've known them for lifetimes. So as we repair and heal our pasts, the old belief systems, we will encounter new aspects of ourselves, and that will bring in new beings of light. So I'm giving you encouragement that this will happen, and you will have focus, and with focus, you will bring success, and you will bring these individuals into your life. And you will feel like compatible, and it will be harmonious, and we will all become united. So, hi. Okay, good. All right. So, I'm lucky. I know I have so much gratitude, because I have found my people, and I live in New York, and it's like a different kind of community where I live. It's near the financial spectrum, and it's very 3D. It's very 9 to 5 matrixy. But you can always search them out and find them through your interests, somebody that resonates with your heart. So as we repair and heal all the past traumas and experiences that we've had, we will fully awaken and we will become healthier and we will have wholeness, and the spiritual energy will become fluid within us. So all of those out there who have been suffering and suffered, the more that you open and expand your consciousness and awareness, the quicker you will heal. And like I say, whatever's going on with you, whatever's happening, let's embrace it. Let's embrace ourselves. Let's embrace our hearts. Let's accept all of ourselves. And I speak of your 3 authentic traits. Let's remind ourselves, what are they? It could be something that you are really special at doing. Maybe you're an amazing speaker. Maybe you're great at many things. I'm sure minimum there's 3. There could be 100 things, 1,000 things you're great at that make you your authentic self. Maybe it's something physical that is special about you. Maybe it's an ability that you have. You might be a great friend. You might be a great storyteller. You might be great at sports or writing or something. We all have minimum 3 authentic traits, characteristics that make us original, special. There's no one else like you. We are all worthy beings of light. We are all wonderful beings. Whoever's joining me, please like the video and subscribe. We're all speaking of finding your people, repairing and healing, and just basically being okay with how things are as is. You know, I always was this daydreamer. I always thought tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. And that was because I was suffering in certain situations. And so I really wanted tomorrow to come. So I had to visualize. I visualized all of these wonderful plans. And I think that's great. And I think that's good to do. However, let's take one of those in the future ideas and plant it right here, right now. Because right now is all we have. We don't have the past. We don't have the future. We have now. So in this moment, let's do all of our daydreaming. Let's do all of our thoughts right here, because anything is possible. You are capable of so much more than you realize. They didn't tell us that when we were born on this new earth, Gaia. We are incarnated. We thought, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. You're worthy right now. You're a special, special being of light now. You're sacred. And we speak of having that invisible line that surrounds us. And it's a foot from our being. And in this, we are sacred beings, and no one can come into our space physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, unless we give permission. And that is about our decision making too. It doesn't matter what that person or that being or they say. It's what's in your heart. You have all the answers within you. Just trust yourself. Now, as we learn about our extrasensory perception, you will find, oh, thank you so much. I have, and you have a good soul. Thank you. You have a good soul as well. And thank you for joining us. We're forming a circle of light. So as we learn about our extrasensory perception, we're going to find out how many more gifts that we really have than those 3 that we know of. So as we repair and heal ourselves emotionally, like I said in the beginning, earlier, I said, I'm a little disturbed by what I'm finding out, and those who are just awakening are discovering as well. It's a very scary world out there. And so I know all I can control is right here. My thoughts, my words, and my actions. And that's how I have alignment. And I balance myself by imagining my feet firmly planted in the earth's surface, or I grab my knees. If you start to have swirling thoughts, if things become more overwhelming, because as time goes on and more truths are revealed, it might be too much to look at, and that's okay. We are healing and clearing our traumas. But like I said, if you feel like overwhelmed, stand by a healthy tree. It sounds kooky, but I'm telling you, the roots of the tree are so deeply planted in the earth's surface, and its energy field is so strong, it will help you to feel more grounded. So as we are repairing and healing all of this stuff that's going on out there, now it's affecting us here. Of course it is, because this was all of our perception. All of these realities of the matrix, the 9 to 5, all of these systems of medical, government, education, history, we all were taught to believe. We were given this information, we memorized it, and then we spit it back out. But that wasn't the truth. The truth is another reality. There's another reality. You have to crack open your mind and you have to go to your heart. You know the true reality. And the true reality is we're here to love one another. Peace on earth. Goodwill. We're not here to divide each other. And that's a way of having power. The more you divide beings, the more power you have. Because if we're together and we're forming collective consciousness and unity, no one has a chance. Because like I've said, you can have 1,000 evildoers and you can have 5 ultra beings of light. And these evildoers will get smashed and crushed. They will demise. They will disappear because they're operating away from the laws of nature. The law of nature is we are sovereign beings of light. We have to give permission. You know that, right? No one can take from you. It's not legal in the universe. You must give permission. That's why I say your decisions are very important. Are you turning right or are you turning left when you pull out your driveway? Every decision matters. So as we repair and heal ourselves, we're awakening more light within our beings. Our light codes are becoming activated. You will start to feel different. You will begin to think, who is this person? My personality is changing. My perspective is changing. Accept it. It's all good. I know it's a little scary because we don't know what to expect. You're basically on a train and you don't know where the train is going. But you have to have trust. Just believe, because right here, if you put good stuff in now, 2 weeks from now, it's going to surface. It's going to become available to you. So we are learning we are more capable of love for ourselves and for others. And we're becoming lighter as we repair and heal. We feel lighter as we get through our stuff. So we're embracing all of our stuff, everything imaginable. As you awaken, you have no choice. You can't turn back. You have to keep moving forward. So I'm sharing with you, you'll be okay. And I say our mantras. What are our mantras? What are they, everybody? Hey, Raymond, thanks for joining us. Good for you. You're coming from Thailand. Anyone who's joining me, please like the video and tell me in the chat where you're coming from. I know Tahika, she's always coming from Detroit. We have Raymond is coming from Thailand. Alex joins us and she comes from New York. I know we have a Georgia Peach and she's coming from, I think, Athens, Georgia. So anyone who's joining me, please like the video. So the more we repair and heal our traumas, the more we become lighter. Now, there will be moments of despair and you will feel lost as the old matrix leaves. It's crashing because more truths are being told. And everyone upon the earth who's an organic being is becoming awakened. And so these systems are done. And I know this because in the spiritual realm, hey, you coming from Maine? Hi, Robert. Thanks for telling us that. So we have Maine, we have New York, we have Detroit, we have Thailand, we have Georgia. Wow. We are becoming international, aren't we? So I know that you feel loss. I know that you will feel loss as we repair and heal ourselves. So repair, how does repair work? Well, it's like we're repairing ourselves. We're repairing our mind, our spirit, our heart. And you repair yourself by telling yourself you love yourself, you have unconditional love, you cherish yourself, you protect yourself, and you give yourself time to rest. You give yourself time to reflect. Maybe you do, maybe you feel good just sitting around and eating, some yummy foods, watching something that you have put off watching that makes you just non brain work. Whatever it takes for you to repair yourself. And we're going to need this time. We need to repair ourselves. Nice to meet you again, Robert or Raymond. Nice to meet you. And so we can get through this. And you know why? Because we have each other. We are forming a circle of light. It's covering the earth. I'm a light worker. I know this. And so in the spiritual realm, there's indications. It's physically manifesting itself now. Over the weekend, all I saw from other light workers were positive posts about what's coming. It's not coming tomorrow, it's coming now. So know that more light that comes on the earth, these solar flares, these solar storms, the more awakened and the more people are sharing. And that's that's how we utilize social media. It's a way of us communicating with each other. Put it down sometimes if you want to heal. Turn off all the electronics. Now, let me just share before we move on. To prepare yourself for this new Earth Gaia, it's a good idea to emotionally understand. So what does that mean? That means that maybe you are going to look at things from a different perspective. And I know you might feel loss about the matrix leaving and crashing and disappearing. Maybe you're going to be overjoyed, but we will all feel like change. Sometimes with change, it makes us uncomfortable, and that's okay. It's temporary. Emotions are temporary. And if they're not temporary, then it's something else. So there's going to be a time factor. It's going to take time because we've been injured in the matrix. We've had our hearts hurt. We weren't always supposed to be we weren't ever supposed to be competitive in stepping on each other's heads to get somewhere. That's a perspective, and that's a system. We're supposed to love each other and have peace and care about each other and hug each other. Go out into the world and hug each other. So we're having, residual effects from this. And maybe it's trauma. Maybe it's just the way your personality is. Maybe you always felt like someone was coming at you and you weren't protected. But moving forward in the future, you're going to have an open heart, and you're going to be able to keep an open heart because people are just going to be loving and caring. And as I say, unconditional love, there's no time frame on it. If someone says they love you and they put a time frame on it, or there's consequences if you don't do certain things, thank you. Just know that that's not unconditional love. So if someone says, I love you, that should be forever. That should be forever. So let's stay on this path together of light and love, and it's the state of mind that's consistent. And the more and the longer period that you can stay in love in your heart, the more you will awaken. So as you awaken, I share with you, there's some physical symptoms, and we'll quickly run through that. Maybe you have your ears ringing, so you'll hear this sound. It's almost like when you go for that test, the hearing test, it sounds like that. Maybe you'll have like light vibration in your legs when you rest yourself. Maybe you will get some kind of download into your mind, and it might be different images and symbols. Maybe it's sacred geometry. And then, of course, dark night of the soul. You might go through dark night, or you will go through dark night of the soul, which is every single thing that bothered you through your lifetime since you were an infant, since you were born, incarnated on this new earth. You will have to master. You will have to master all of your trauma. And it sounds like, oh my gosh, but you know what? It happens this fast. And when you come out the other side of it, you feel like, ah, and then it happens again. And then you go, ah. And so I guess right now I mentioned with you that I have been looking at too much social media and too many of these truths that have been uncovered, and it's disturbing. So I'm leaving that. I'm letting that go. And this, hey, Robert, light and love, and I am awake. Have a great day. Keep on. Thank you so much, Robert. Have a wonderful day. So this is well worth your energy. So let's keep moving together. I'm here for you. But let me remind you, as I worked with clients, I found that you can deal with your stuff and you can release a trauma by going to the exact moment that you had these emotions. And now we're going to move into speaking of ESP. So ESP is extrasensory perception. And what is that exactly? That's communications beyond the five senses. It's telepathy. It's clairvoyance. We've spoken of the clair senses. And it's a sixth sense. So it's information not gained through the five senses, which we have all been basically taught is all there is. However, we all have a sixth sense. So we're developing this together and we're identifying what is your sixth sense. Maybe you have multiple. I've shared with you that I'm intuitive, I'm clairvoyant. What specifically is that? I have clairaudience. I can hear from in other realms. I have clair presence. I can see spirits and entities and angelic forms. What are your clair senses? We're going to discover them together, aren't we? And we've been working on this. We've been working on a ball of light, having light outside our being. And through our visualizations, we've been working on our clair senses. Now, the first step that I shared with you is about going into stillness. Okay, I'm going to remind you about the stillness. And if you are curious, you can look back. I usually talk about that. I'm not going to go into depth, but it's basically you go into a quiet room, you turn off your electronics, maybe you bring a pad of paper, and you quiet your mind. You ask all thoughts to leave, any beliefs to leave. And then your ears reach beyond the walls of the room as far as you can hear. So you're tuning into other realms. You're tuning into yourself. Hey, good night. All right, be well, Raymond. Thank you for joining us. Please like the video. I hope you have a wonderful evening. So, first step, stillness, quiet, listening beyond the walls. I also shared with you about stretching, imagining stretching your body from the torso up all the way, like you're a rubber doll. They used to have rubber dolls. You're a rubber doll, basically. Your arms and your torso and your head are stretching up all the way to the moon, circling the moon, the sun. So you're imagining stretching yourself. That's another one. I shared with you about the ball of light. Now, this is a second sight. You're going to have second sight. You're going to perceive information through a vision, precognition about events or things. And we're going to go one step further here today. Now, I read a bit about this from the past, and I don't know if you ever heard of these Zener cards. Now, when they used to say, oh, if you have ESP, and they'd hold up a card. So maybe I'll draw it for you right now. So maybe the card was this, or maybe the card was this, or maybe the card was this. So on these cards, they had these very simplistic symbols. There'd be one person who'd be holding the card like this, and they'd say, what card am I holding up? Did you ever hear of this? This is what they claim, they said was ESP. And this is how they tested people for ESP. Oh, you have telepathy if you have this. And then they would guess. And then they'd turn the card around and maybe it would be the cross or the swervy line or the equal sign. And that was a way they thought they were testing ESP. But that doesn't really work. And I'll tell you why. Because ESP, extrasensory perception, works rather well through people because of their emotions. So the vibration of your emotion, someone who's telepathic can pick that up because it's through your senses. Now, when you have this, if I have a cross and I'm holding this up, there's nothing that they're really gathering. It's not strong enough for someone to telepathically connect to it. And so if you would like to practice this, I'm going to share with you how to practice this. Now, I've mentioned to you, I'm going to give you 2 suggestions today about telepathy, ESP. I've mentioned to you about, let's go out. If we go out into the world, let's try to tune into someone. Let's try to tune in. Now, I say that I tune into somebody through their heart. I don't know how you're going to tune into someone. It's going to come through. The more open you are, the more abilities you'll realize you have, but you'll have your own personal way of tuning in. Now, this is all coming from the good side. We're doing this because we're trying to develop our own senses so that we can share and communicate. We won't have to speak. That's what we're doing. Maybe someone walks into your life or you go into a crowd and you're drawn to someone. So you tune in and you might receive impressions, or you will receive impressions from that person without even trying. Maybe you're going to sense something about them, an activity they did that day, maybe a skill that they have, maybe their personality. You might sense that they have someone who passed that's connected to them, that's traveling around with them. Maybe you'll sense something dark. I'll give you an example. It happened to me over the weekend. My daughter and I went to church. I saw someone in the distance. I didn't realize who they were. I get into church, and then all of a sudden, I realized that was somebody who was my, frenemy, you want to say, somebody who was not my friend. And as I walked into church, right before the moment I realized who they were, I got this sharp pain in my stomach. And I said, oh my gosh, I have to go home. I feel sick. I feel really, really, this is a sharp, sharp pain. Then I look up and I realized that was my frenemy. And so it was very, very dark energy I received from that person. And that's because I'm empathic and I do connect and I'm open. Now, to stay open, we're gonna remember that we have to have light around ourselves to stay open. So here we go with the first suggestion. The first suggestion that I'm going to give with you is to choose, if you can, somebody that you can confide in that is understanding that you're working on this. Maybe they also have these interests and know that they have abilities. So you're going to try a little activity with them. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick a time and a day that one of you is going to send the other information. So there's going to be the sender and there's going to be the receiver. So I'll share with you what this means. So let's say you choose with your friend this activity. So we'll say it's going to be Monday at 7 p.m. So Monday at 7 p.m., the sender is going to send the receiver. So we'll say we're the receiver. Your friend is going to send you information. You're going to sit down at 7 p.m. for 30 minutes, and you're going to write down whatever information you sense your friend is sending you. So your friend, the sender, is going to be saying out loud certain information, maybe describing their day, telling something that happened. Whatever it is, it's up to the sender. and you're going to write down at 7 for half an hour from 7 to 7:30. Your sender, your friend, is going to send you information. They're going to say it out loud. So you're going to write it down. And then you're going to find out later that evening or the next day how much, percentage-wise, you were accurate. So that's going to be something that you're going to practice doing. That's a suggestion. This is a suggestion to see how your impressions are. So there's called thought impression and thought transference. So they're transferring their thoughts to you. That's telepathy. So how are you going to receive this? Because the vibrations are going to have feelings and emotions attached to it. Like with these cards, it's not so easy because there's really no thoughts, there's no impressions, there's no memory attached to this. It's not going to be as easy to do that. So this is a way of figuring out your true intuitive skill set. So there was a famous guy named F.W. Meyer, and he said, in quotes, ESP telepathy to describe communication impressions of one mind to another. And he basically said it's from one mind to another is telepathy. So this telepathic data is an exchange through an emotional bond. So many sounds are not heard by humans, but they are heard by animals. Like, for example, your dog might be able to hear a sound that you can hear. Certain animals, like in the wildlife, can hear sounds that we can't hear. And why I'm sharing that is that's what's going on around us every day. There's certain frequencies, whether it's radio waves, television, all these frequencies and vibrations, Wi-Fi, that are affecting our systems that we don't realize. So just be aware of that. We are very complex. We are highly advanced beings of light. So let's practice maybe some telepathy by doing this separate location, your friend and you, the receiver and the sender. And let's see how that goes. I believe the reason why I'm sharing all this is because I believe information should be shared. It shouldn't be kept secret. And I know that there is not ways necessarily for you to find this out. So I'm sharing this with you because we are all becoming more of ourselves every day. And maybe through doing this, you might become more of yourself, more of your personality might come out. And I don't know, it might be something that you're interested in. Now, before we move on to a visualization, I want to share with you another suggestion. Now, there's something called psychometry, and it's when a personal item carries a vibration. So it's a way for you to discover facts about someone, an event, a person, a being, by touching objects that are associated with them. So basically, it's called token object reading. So what's a token object reading? This is another suggestion about working on your telepathy skills. So basically, I know you've probably heard of this, or maybe you haven't. There are, through police work, detectives ask psychics by giving them an object of someone if they're missing or a crime has been committed. They say, here is this person's something personal to them. And a psychic can basically, or someone who's worked on this, can take an object, a personal object. This is token object reading, can take an object and they can tune in and they can receive vibrations and impressions from a person's personal object. So that is another suggestion you might want to do. So there's these two suggestions I've made today, which are the sender and the receiver, you go into a separate location. Maybe it's in the same house. You try it that way. Maybe it's a family member. And you just say, oh, this would be fun. Let's see how this goes. And one person is sending the other person information and you're writing it down. Or you could try by taking an object of somebody else's. It's easiest to work with strangers, I have to tell you, because your mind isn't working on it. You know, if you know someone, sometimes your mind comes in giving you information. You don't want that. You want to work on your third eye, activating your third eye and your mind's eye. That's why we do visualizations. And then you will find that it's easier with a stranger. You know, it's always easier with a stranger to gather information. How do you tune into them? What are your abilities? What impressions are you receiving? And so the impression might, when I say impression, what does that mean? It might seem not important to you, but to that person, it's something. So whatever it is, don't doubt it. Just write it down. The impression, like, for example, if I was to take someone else's item, let's say it was their glasses. Maybe I receive an impression and I say milkshake, write it down. Maybe it's will come in the form of numbers or a date or a name, a location. You might see a little situation, a circumstance. Maybe you see something negative. I don't know. It's everyone obviously is going to be different, right? So the impression is going to be different, but don't doubt it, accept it. And then the more that you accept it, then the stronger the impressions will become. It will be more fluid for you. It will be like this. I'm just telling you, this is how it went for me. Now, for me, I was learning this since I was a baby, since I was a child, because like I shared with you, I had this near-death experience. And so light was brought into my system and I saw angelic beings, and I felt God. I sensed God, and Christ. I sensed light, and so I always knew other people's personalities. I thought everyone was like this. I didn't know it was just me. And anyone who has abilities, natural abilities that come through and accept them, I just used it for myself in that I just was a people pleaser. I knew what people wanted, and so I gave it to them. It took me a long time to understand that I'm worthy and I'm lovable and that it's okay if I'm different. And so we are all realizing that we have these abilities, and you just might not have had a situation that you tuned into or connected to it. But I'm telling you right now, we are finding out who exactly you are. And you have a wonderful personality, I'm sure, and you're a being of light, and you're a sacred being of light. Okay, so we're going to find our people, and we're going to heal and repair ourselves, and any traumas we're going to clear, and we're going to tune into exactly our intuitive abilities. What clairsense do you have? We all have extrasensory perception. It's just practice. So we're going to practice together. Now, before we do the visualization, I just want to do, because we have 10 minutes, right? So we're going to do the ball of light. Okay, let's do the ball of light. Let's see what's in the third eye today, the mind's eye. So we rub our hands together and we bring them out, and we should feel some kind of vibration on our palms. And the more you do this, the stronger it's going to feel. And so we're going to create this ball of light. And why are we doing this? Because this works on our focus. This works on our concentration. Anyone joining me, please like and subscribe, like an advertisement. Okay, so here's the ball of light where we are working And if you can speak and feel this, so you feel this vibration on your palms of your hands, you're creating energy. This is a ball of light, which is a ball of energy outside in this reality. So I'm going to tune into my third eye, and I see Archangel Michael right here. Very, very stiff. The archangel that's right next to me. Let's see what else I see. I see grass. Oh, I see animals. I see a cow. So I'm someplace in the country. Interesting. Let's see. I'm actually hearing something very dark trying to come in. Something negative, but I'm going to send it light like I always do. I'm wrapping because light deters evil. I'm hugging it. Okay, let's see. Let me tune in because I think I crossed over too much before. Let's see. So what do I see in my third eye? Ooh, I'm having a hard time with this. Let's see. What do I see? Okay, now I'm tuning in. Okay, so I'm seeing another angel right here. But it's not as close to me. It's in the distance. So what else do I see? Oh, I see blue. I see a pattern. It's like a sacred geometry. Interesting. So right now, what am I doing? I'm checking my third eye with my ball of light. We're working on this together. We're going to get there together. And I see birds flying overhead. Okay. Now, right now, I sense that, my third eye is bringing in a lot of nature, a lot of angelic, divine energies. And so it's a combination, isn't it? So usually when I do this, it's giving me a read about the world. So what do I sense this? I sense that heaven on earth is here. And I sense that there's going to be some distractions that are going to try to take us away from that. It's going to try to take us away from our personal power. I'm going to put my hand back together. And I sense that is inevitable. And I have to embrace all. I have to embrace all, because if I don't, isn't that fear? It's not indifference. When we become cautious and we become wary and we back away, now maybe something is in the physical reality dangerous. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm more or less referring to our thoughts and our ideas and our perception. And so if something, we pull away from it and we have fear, it's going to then attach itself to us and block ourselves from our fullest potential. So let's try to embrace our fears and come to the other side of it. And how do you embrace your fears? You walk right up to it and you look it straight in the eye, your fear, whatever it is. What are some of my fears? I'll share with you before we move on to the visualization. I had a fear of fire. And so I had a fear of fire. I had a fear of speaking my truth, and my throat chakra was blocked. I did have a speech problem. And so that was part of it. That went on for 30 years of my life, having a speech problem. So I had a fear of speaking my truth. What are your fears? What are your fears? I also had a fear of water because I almost drowned. So look at that. The elements of nature, air, earth, water, fire. I had a fear over two of the elements. There's also ether, which we'll talk about one day. That's not good. I'm overcoming the fear of fire, more or less. The fear of water is gone. So whatever your fear is, what did I do to embrace my fear of water? I took swimming lessons so that I felt safe. Embrace your fears. Love yourself for everything. Don't have any shame over anything, because nobody's perfect. We're all imperfect beings of light. And the more we have this divide with ourselves, the more we'll have divide out here in the physical reality. So now as the spiritual realm, the angelic realm, the one that I just shared with you with my ball of light, has dealt with evil. You know, this picture right here shows an angel and then evil. This guy's actually being obviously naughty. Here's another angel. I believe that this is the being of power. Now, we have to have our own personal power. No one is saving us. We must save ourselves. Yes, there is a God. Yes, there is Jesus. However, we have to figure this out ourselves. We have what's called free will. We are sovereign beings of light. And we can figure this out. If we join together and we have wholeness and unity, collective consciousness, when I have this perspective and you have this perspective and someone else, we shift away the old reality. It's inevitable now. There's no choice. It's coming. So as this awakening comes for everyone, we are mentally, we are spiritually, we are emotionally preparing for this new world, Gaia. Okay, so let's do a visualization. And I know sometimes people move off when we do the visualization, but it's very valuable because we're bringing light into our beings. Anyone who's joining us, please like and subscribe. So a visualization will bring higher consciousness. It will inevitably bring more awareness, and you will make more room in your brain for positive thoughts, positivity, potential. What is your potential? Like I say, we're bringing forward all of our goals. You have a goal for 2 years from now, put it here right now. Have it be right now. So it's like this. It happens like this. Now, if you feel, oh, I can't do that, it's not the time, forget about time. Time is irrelevant. The now beats time and space. Like I just shared with you, ESP. Time and space is inconsequential with ESP. It's the same with this. Now, place, now. Let's prioritize our plan, where we want to be. What is your destiny? What is your destiny? Say it out loud. Tell me in the chat, what's your destiny? Tell us how you feel awakened today. I know it's a process. It's going to take time, but we are doing this together and we're getting to our destiny. We're cracking open that beautiful glowing light in our hearts. So what is a visualization? It's mental guided imagery in the mind's eye. You're helping activate your third eye. It's bringing hope, peace, abundance, prosperity. What are you putting in this space? I said, I brought prosperity. Another day I said fun. I can't remember the other day. I'll have to look at the video. Today, what do I want? Today in my now, I want to put love. It's love today. Love for everyone. I'm putting love. What is your mantra? Let's say our mantras. I am strong. I am powerful. I'm courageous. I am safe. I am brave. I am brave. Okay, here we go with the visualization. Rah, rah, rah. A visualization equals a peaceful, calm feeling, a mind-body experience. Let's move past anxiety, change and alter your energetic vibration to a higher frequency. Let's sit in a comfortable position, relax your body, sit or lay down comfortably. Your nature scene visualization begins now. Blessings. Let's get into a comfortable position. Let's scan our body for stress from the top of the head to your tip of your toes. If you need to tense your body up and release, tense your body up and release. If you have to let go of any breath, any thoughts, old belief systems, old beliefs, anything before this moment is inconsequential. It's not serving you right now. Let it go. Let's be in the now. So as you sit comfortably, we're going to do 3 inhales and exhales together. And we're going to do it on a 12 count. So let's do that. Okay, I hope that you've relaxed your breathing, your body, and you're just feeling some calmness and some peace within your being. We are calming our mind, our body, our spirit. We're releasing any tension. So I'd like you to imagine the most beautiful, glorious nature scene that you can imagine in your mind's eye. And this nature scene might be a waterfall. It's very tranquil. It might be a forest of trees. It might be a field of flowers, beautiful, vibrant colored flowers. It might be a pebbled beach in front of you, and there's waves coming in. It might be a sunrise or a sunset. You pick your nature scene. It's your personal scene that's going to bring joy to your heart. Now, if you feel joy and you feel peace with this nature scene and it resonates with you, then that's the one for you. That's your personal nature scene. Maybe you see a rainbow, an apple tree. So this nature scene that resonates with you, with vivid colors. What does the air smell like? We're going to use all our senses. And your nature scene brings you joy. So you're going to sit with this nature scene and you're going to imagine it in your mind's eye, in your third eye, and whatever that is. The colors, the smell, what do you hear? What does it feel like? What do you touch? When you touch it, what does it feel like? If it's water, you're standing in it and your feet are cold. Are you touching a leaf, a tree branch, whatever it is for you? I want all your senses. Because we're working on our sixth sense, aren't we? We're working on our abilities. So our 5 senses. Okay, so stay in that moment, and I want you to memorize that moment of joy. It's bringing you peace and tranquility and serenity, and you feel harmony running through your body. The energy is harmonic within your body. And you sense that this will heal you. This nature scene will heal you. I'm going to count back to 3, and you're going to open your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this nature scene, I devised this, I guess it was when I wrote this spiritual guide, The White Light Prophecies. You can find it on Amazon. I'll plug that. And I was Blue Butterfly back then. I came up with this because I was in these situations that had I chronically didn't feel well. So why do you come up with this nature scene? Well, let's say you're in a situation and it's tough times. Maybe it's a person, maybe you're doing something that you just don't love, and it brings you to a dull feeling. Maybe you are feeling sad. Maybe it makes you feel just bored. Maybe you feel bored. Maybe someone is in a bad mood around you. You evoke, you think of and visualize this nature scene like that. So for example, someone's around me, I'm at work, or I'm out somewhere, and someone is yelling, and I have to be within ear range of this being, and they're yelling. And so it's making me feel very upset, and I can't leave where I'm at because I'm doing some work. I hear this individual yelling, and it's starting It's starting to bother my heart. I'm starting to feel closed up. It's giving me a headache. What do? I immediately visualize in my mind my nature scene. It's going to change my emotions. It's going to change my energy. I'm going to start to feel, because it brings me joy. So let's say it's the field of flowers, which is what I used for many years. So I immediately see the nature scene and it makes me smile. So like, wow. And so whatever's going on out here is not going to affect me. So you're going to take away that power and you're going to get your personal power back. And you're going to love yourself by using this nature scene. Now you can practice that nature scene. So for me, the nature scene has yellow flowers. Yellow really does a lot for me. And I'm wearing yellow today. I just thought, I want to wear yellow, and I didn't have any flowers for the window. And I was very disappointed that I didn't pick any up. So maybe that's why I'm bringing up the nature scene today with the yellow flowers. Whatever it is for you, it's personal. This is all whatever you choose. These are suggestions that I'm making to bring light into your life and good stuff. So we're past the 1 hour mark, and I'm suggesting you practice your glorious, beautiful nature scene it's 1 second, 2 seconds. You just visualize it. That's it. It's not a lot of work. Okay, so I'm so glad that you joined us today, and we brought light, and we brought a circle of light here today in New York and wherever you are, and we're covering the earth with love and light, and we're repairing and healing ourselves. If you're just joining me in the chat, I covered finding your people, repair and heal yourself, and ESP, extrasensory perception, and I gave some suggestions. Okay, so let's try to remember our ball of light, do our ball of light. So I'm going to spin light, and we're leaving, and you're in the center and you're making a wish. So whatever that wish is entirely up to you, and I want good things for you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Everyone have a wonderful day. Make your wish. Be well. Bye.